Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big, weird, wild world out there, folks, and here we stand. Al pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob, that's Dan, and you're listening to...
The ProBoh Show!
Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday. Oh my God, Dan, it took me a second. It's Wednesday, and I even asked him before I walked into the studio, how you doing in there, Dan?
I'm doing well.
Feels like an atypical Wednesday today. I don't know why, but it doesn't feel like a Wednesday. It doesn't feel like we're approaching the hump of hump day, and I don't know why. How's this? Is this Wednesday treating you kindly, Dan? This Wednesday morning?
For the moment, yes.
I know it's a difficult day. It's Dan's least favorite day of the week. Possibly one of my favorites, but Dan's least favorite. Shall we see what's coming up in today's show? Today we're talking about speed, not the drug. The concept. Today's 100 humans, we asked them to name something you have to do slowly. Nombra algo que tienes que hacer despacio. Keep it clean. And then today's unpopular opinion is the saying, el dicho, the saying, more haste, less speed is absolute nonsense. Es una auténtica tontería. Do you know that phrase, Dan? More haste, less speed?
No.
It's, well, in Spain you would say, vísteme despacio que tengo prisa.
Ah, well, yes.
Yeah. So more haste, the more in a rush you are, the less quickly you will go. And that's today's unpopular opinion. El dicho, vístame despacio que tengo prisa, es una auténtica tontería. The saying, more haste, less speed, is absolute nonsense. But we'll talk about that in a little while. First of all, I want to say good morning to all the people who really drive this show, and that's our live audience. If you want to be... Oh, guys, analog friends. If you want to be as cool, as sexy, as charming, as appealing, as impactful, as intellectual, then as the people I'm about to read, then you need to join us, friends. You need to join us. Twitch.tv/professional bohemian. That's twitch.tv/bohemio profesional, pero en inglés. You can also interact with the show outside of our live times. You do that on my Instagram, @professionalbohemian. Or if you're extra specially cool, sexy, and charming, you join me on my Patreon, where you get access to a lot of other things that I've done in the past, as well as what I'm doing today. Let's dig in, shall we? Let's see who's here. We've got Eugene all the way from Russia. Dudes, come on. If Eugene can be here from Russia, why are you not here? That's what I want to know. The bridge is here. Good morning, my beautiful bonny bouncy bohemians. My favorite day. I'll try to stay horizontal all the way, says the bridge. I know it's Wednesday. Yeah, she's horizontal, Dan, whereas we are sadly vertical. Let's see. Vero's here. She says, good morning, beautiful bohemians around the universe and beyond. Happy birthday to our beloved Andy. Is it Andy's birthday today? I haven't wished her a happy birthday. You know what? We're going to do it right now, live on the air. Andrea Vaughan, happy birthday. I'm the worst best friend in the world. Oh, dude. You know what? I actually sent her a message as well this morning, and I didn't say happy birthday. Am I the worst friend, Dan?
But are we sure it's today?
I always think it's the 14th, and she always tells me I'm wrong, so I'm pretty sure it's today. Oh, I suck. Andy, if you're listening to the show, happy birthday to you. I know she's not, because she's a sucky best friend too. But thanks for the reminder, Vero. If you're wondering who Andy is, that's because you don't join us in the afternoons for the lunchtime show. Blah, blah, blah. Mike is here. Mike says, good morning, dear Bohemians. We might have Spain v England in the World Cup final. What'll you do, Rob? I'll tell you what I'll do. Nothing. I am so uninterested. I don't know. Are you following the games, Dan? Did you watch the Spain game last night?
Yes.
I didn't. And you asked me if I was going to watch the England game tonight. What was my response?
No.
Yeah. I'm going to be asleep at that time, friends. I have to be here bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to deliver you some quality radio at 8:30 a.m. Central European time on tomorrow, on the 16th of July. So I will not be watching the football tonight. Good luck to England. You know, given that I owe them some allegiance, given it is the country of my birth. If it is England v Spain, who will I be rooting for? Who do you think I'll be rooting for, Dan?
Yeah, Spain.
Yeah, probably.
I'm rooting for Argentina today. So.
Is that because you just hate England? Why not England? Given that you've probably got more English friends than you do Argentinian friends, right? Why are you rooting for Argentina?
I don't know.
I think it's just cool to dislike the English. Is that right? I think it might be. I mean, I don't have a horse in the race. I am a man without a country, Mike. I am half Italian, half Polish, born in England, living in Spain. I don't know where the hell I'm from. All right, should we get into some music today? No, some news today. I think we probably should. I did manage to pick through all the messages that I was given through my holiday. And in one of the shows, Dan, I was talking about I've forgotten the name of the documentary. The Social something. And in that, it mentioned that most of the tech founders don't let their kids use social media. And someone, and I've forgotten their name, was kind enough to send me an article from a couple of days ago. So I think we'll pick into it. It's from Fortune, one of my go-to things that I read. Although increasingly less satisfied with the news from Fortune, but here we go. Peter Thiel and other tech billionaires are publicly shielding their children from products that made them rich. Peter Thiel y otros multimillonarios tecnológicos están protegiendo públicamente a sus hijos de los productos que los hicieron ricos. That was a bit of a gincana for the mouth. Falklands 2 tonight, says the bridge. Jeez, there's an unpopular opinion, isn't it? Yeah, UK versus Argentina. Let's hope for different results. I actually hope Argentina win. Why the hell not? I think Argentina v Spain would be a really satisfying final to watch, wouldn't it? Anyway, let's dig in. Tech's biggest billionaires helped build a world dominated by screens, social media, and addictive digital habits. Yet many of them are far more cautious when it comes to their own children. The article highlights a pattern that stretches from Steve Jobs, who said his children had never used an iPad, to Peter Thiel, who reportedly limits his children to just 90 minutes of screen time a week. Bill Gates delayed smartphones until age 14. Evan Spiegel imposed similar tight limits. And even Elon Musk later suggested he may have made a mistake by not setting stricter rules. The message is hard to ignore. Some of the people who know these products the best seem to be the least willing to let them dominate family life. What do you think about this, Dan? Let me give you a more concrete question, because that's a bit nebulous, isn't it? Dan, if you had kids, at what age would you let them have a mobile phone?
14.
14. And with the mobile phone would come access to social media and everything like that, or just a mobile phone, so to see where they are?
No, I will give them access to social media.
You'd give them access to social media. Well, look, I mean, Elon Musk, who was it? No. Bill Gates delayed smartphones until 14. I think 14 is too young. Is that just me being old? That might just be me being old. Dan, when I say I don't want kids under the age of 16 to have access to social media, does that make me, in your eyes, am I being overly cautious there? Or is that just, well, yeah, igual.
You're being a boomer.
I'm being a boomer. I just feel like there's so much development. Can I give you my reason? I would actually up it to 18, like alcohol. But I'll tell you why. I think it's because our brains are going through such an important developmental stage from the ages 13 to really until 18, 19. It's such a crucial developmental stage that I just feel like access to these platforms that are designed to be addictive. Steve Jobs never let his kids use an iPad. You know, Peter Thiel, he only lets his kids, limits his kids to 90 minutes of screen time a week. Bill Gates, smartphones, no smartphones before age 14. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, if these guys are doing it and they own the platforms, then what the hell are we doing with these open borders? And here's the thing. When people scream at me about government legislation, Dan, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, look, so some kids will still use it. But what we should be doing is creating an environment where the parents are not the bad guy. I don't know if that makes sense. Que los malos no son los padres. Sorry, sweetheart. It's the law. No mobile phone for you. Sorry. No social media for you, sweetheart. Sorry. It's the law. It's not an arbitrary rule that I have made. It's the law. And I think these things go to help. I don't know. Mike says, meanwhile, Gibraltar removes border controls. Yeah. Being English, I'm not allowed to talk about Gibraltar. Dan, are you shaking your head in there?
Well, tonight is the Malvinas.
You know what I hate about football? Is that every crappy British thing gets thrust upon my shoulders and I carry the weight. You know what else I hate about football? Is that the amount of damage reputationally England has done to itself by being such hooligans and then being around another country that is not my own as a person with a shaved head while football is going on. It just makes me cringe. I don't know. I get kind of what's the word? Like a second-hand shame from the whole thing. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue on. That private caution now sits alongside much broader public backlash. Remember what backlash means, right? Una reacción negativa. Negativo, right?
Negativa.
Oh, God, I got it right. I corrected badly. As children spend more and more of their lives online, governments are beginning to consider restrictions, with Australia and Malaysia already banning social media for under 16s, and other countries exploring similar moves. The article also points to research linking short-form video use with poorer cognition and declining mental health, reinforcing concerns that many parents already feel. What makes the story especially striking is the consideration at its heart. While tech companies continue to promote these platforms and defend them in public, many of the industry's most powerful insiders have quietly behaved as though they know that the risks are real. Does strike the question, doesn't it? What does the future hold? What does the future hold when these tech billionaires, where these modern day kind of, I don't want to call them oligarchs, but they do wield an immense amount of power and sway, don't they? Through the design and manipulation of these algorithms. When these guys are publicly defending their platforms, but privately keeping their kids off of them, we all should be asking more questions. I don't know. Maybe what Dan says is true. And at the heart of this issue, I'm just a boomer. On that note, friends, let's go to today's unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Let me take you back to the 90s, folks. Los años 90. In the 90s, Dan, you were but an imagination of your parents, right? When were you born?
2004.
2004. I want to take you back to the 90s when I was a much younger man, sat in the front seat of my, in the front seat, next to my grandfather as he was driving our pea green Ford Cortina, and a guy on the motorway blazed past him in some kind of high-powered sports car. And you know what he said to me, Dan? He said, he's not going to get there any faster. He's not going to get there any faster. He just shot past us like a bullet. my immediate thought was, what are you talking about? This guy is definitely going to get there faster than us. He's going at least 3 times our speed. Are you crazy? What is it about the observation here that I'm getting wrong? Which leads us to a really interesting saying that we take as common wisdom, but I'm going to call nonsense. Today's unpopular opinion is the saying, more haste, less speed, is absolute nonsense. El dicho, vísteme despacio, que tengo prisa, es una auténtica tontería. That's today's unpopular opinion we table for you, our dear listeners. Anyway, let's see. Okay, some comments already going in. Bridge here says, Rob, you're more a boomer than I am. Yeah, maybe. For some reason, most words ending in ción in Spanish are feminine. Reacción, solución, canción, mención. Oh. I will immediately forget that after the show. Please keep on reminding me, because that seems like a mistake I constantly make. Anyway. Vísteme despacio que tengo prisa es una auténtica tontería. The saying, more haste, less speed, is absolute nonsense. What do you think? Dan, what do you think?
I think it's true.
That it's just silly. It's a silly thing.
Yes.
If someone's traveling twice as fast as you are, they're going to get there quicker. What are we talking about here? Dress me quickly, I'm in a rush. No vístame despacio que tengo prisa. Dress me quickly. So what are we talking? So how do you think they voted on Instagram, Dan?
I think they voted false.
They did vote false. Yeah, very astute. Very astute. Why? Because this is a thoroughly beloved piece of common wisdom, isn't it? So let's dig in. They did vote false. Let's get into the false column. Hang on a minute. I'm getting confused myself. It's absolute nonsense. So the people who voted false are saying that it is. Hang on a minute. I'm getting confused by my own thing. Speed can appear efficient because the first stage is completed quickly, but mistakes often have to be repaired later. A task that takes 10 minutes requires an hour of correction was never truly fast. Saying here, rushing creates corrective work. Saying that if you were in a rush, the assumption is, so we're in the con column, right? Saying more haste, less speed is correct. But this assumes rushing necessarily causes serious errors. In many ordinary tasks, it doesn't. Minor, or if they do, it's minor imperfections. Urgency reduces awareness. When people rush, their attention tends to narrow around the immediate objective. They become less likely to notice warning signs, alternative options, or the effects their actions may have on others. Excuse me, since when was narrow focus always a disadvantage? In situations requiring decisive action, ignoring peripheral concerns can be exactly what makes someone succeed. It's being free from distraction, narrowing your focus. Some mistakes cannot be undone. Certain decisions involve health, trust, safety, reputation, or relationships. In these situations, saving a few minutes is insignificant compared with the damage caused by impulsive choice. I mean, irreversibility can also become an excuse for paralysis, can't it? Well, I think what most people forget about this phrase is that so many people out there are paralyzed by the what-ifs. You know, they let perfection be the enemy of the good. Quite often, doing is the most important thing. Making mistakes isn't so much of a problem as paralysis, is it? Or is it? I'm asking you. Rushing destroys coordination. A person may move quickly individually while creating confusion for everyone around them. Instructions become unclear, information is skipped, and colleagues must spend time discovering what has already been done or what still needs attention. Okay, my rebuttal to that is that poor communication is not an inevitable consequence of speed, is it? A disciplined team with clear systems can act quickly without becoming chaotic. Quite often we have to react quickly to a petition from another department or something like that. It doesn't mean we're sloppy. It just means we have the systems in place to be able to act autonomously and quickly. Haste makes mistakes activity for progress. Rushing feels productive because it creates movement, but movement is not the same as advancement. People under pressure often choose the easiest visible action rather than the most useful one. Yeah, and I have been involved in so many meetings that are basically a church of overthinking, priorities, what should we do? How should we act? Let's do it this way. Let's do it that way. Sometimes the best way to discover what matters is to begin and observe the result and adjust. They call it pivoting, don't they? Anyway, let's do one more. Slowing down protects judgment. A brief pause allows emotions to settle and gives reason a chance to intervene. Many regrettable decisions happen not because people lacked intelligence, but because they acted before their intelligence had time to influence them. But also we're forgetting here about intuition that can also contain years of accumulated experience. Forcing every decision through a prolonged conscious analysis can weaken good instinct, can't it? Look at me. I said something correctly in Spanish and then second-guessed myself, and my second guess was incorrect. Yeah. I think sometimes we forget the importance of instinct. Okay, let's get into the pro column now. Agreeing that more haste, less speed is absolutely nonsense. Speed often improves performance. Working quickly can sharpen concentration because there is less time to become distracted, hesitant, or mentally fatigued. A clear deadline forces people to identify what actually matters instead of wasting time and energy on minor details. I mean, I guess as to play devil's advocate here, pressure can improve performance only up to a point, can't it? Once urgency becomes panic, your attention narrows too much. But there we're talking about panic. We're not talking about speed, are we? Dress me quickly, I'm in a rush. How's about that? Vísteme rápido, que tengo prisa. Slow work is not automatically careful work. People often confuse taking longer with taking greater care, but the two are not the same. Someone can spend hours procrastinating, second-guessing themselves, or polishing irrelevant details without improving the final result. And we've all seen this in practice. If you've ever worked with an amateur designer, they will spend hours and hours over the most painstakingly small detail that makes minimal difference to the final result. Minimal. I guess as a rebuttal, extra time does at least create the opportunity to review decisions and catch errors, but not every task is the same, is it? Experience makes speed possible. Experts frequently work faster than beginners because they recognize patterns and eliminate unnecessary steps and trust their judgment. Telling a skilled person to slow down may interfere with the fluency they have spent years developing. I mean, that's the thing. If you're practiced at something, you're going to get through it just simply a much faster pace because you've already solved these kinds of problems before. You just sit down and do. Momentum can matter more than perfection. Many tasks become harder when people stop repeatedly to analyze every move. Acting quickly creates momentum, and momentum can carry a person through uncertainty before fear, doubt, or perfectionism has time to take control. Yeah, act first. So many personal projects are stopped in their tracks before they've even begun. Because instead of writing the screenplay or or painting the picture or creating the radio show, instead of doing those things, you sat back polishing little minor details that don't even matter towards the end result. We'll do one final point here in the pro column, agreeing that it is nonsense. Vísteme despacio que tengo prisa. In fast-moving environments, delays can be more damaging than small errors. Opportunities disappear, problems grow, and other people move ahead while the supposedly careful person is still considering every possible outcome. Guys, that's today's unpopular opinion. The saying, more haste, less speed, is absolute nonsense. True or false? El dicho, vísteme despacio que tengo prisa, es una auténtica tontería. True or false? We'll get to the results of the poll right after the break, but right now, friends, you have to vote. I'll see you in a few short minutes. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @ProBoh, ProBoh. Okay, on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome. We're live at 9 a.m. on this, the 15th of July, following a victorious Spain football match, 2-0, right, against France. Everyone likes to see France get beaten. Just like everyone likes to see the UK, or particularly England, get beaten. It's their chance tonight. Let's see what happens. Are you ever really excited about the World Cup, Dan?
Every 4 years, I guess.
Yeah. So you're excited about this one?
Yes.
I have, over the years, my excitement has waned more and more every World Cup. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's the game, whether it's me. Has anything changed? I mean, everything. It seems to be the game is changing. What's your opinion on these hydration breaks that they're taking now?
I think it's stupid.
Yeah, dude. It's just so they can put more advertisements on, isn't it? Hydration break. Anyway, we've just gotten back from a hydration break. So what did you miss while we were away? Well, we looked at an interesting article that was sent to me saying how tech billionaires, los multimillonarios tecnológicos, are publicly shielding their children from products that made them rich. Están protegiendo públicamente a sus hijos de los productos que los hicieron ricos. They seem to understand the dangers. They seem to understand it because they keep their kids away from these platforms. However, in the public space, they will defend their products. Eesh. It's when that realization hits, it hits hard, or at least it does for me. And then we moved on to today's unpopular opinion, which is that the saying, el dicho, the saying, more haste, less speed, el dicho, vísteme despacio que tengo prisa, is absolute nonsense. Es una auténtica tontería. True or false? You still have time to vote. Let me tell you how much time. You've got around 4 minutes. Went over a lot of the pros and cons. The cons saying, no. It is wisdom for a reason. We believe that the faster you go, the slower you take. Which is just sounds weird coming out of my mouth. And then, and then a bunch of people saying, it is absolute nonsense. They did vote false. Most people believe this to be true. They did vote false on Instagram. 56% voted false, 44% voted true. Is your needle being shifted at all, Dan? Is the argument here that the speed in which you go creates more work in the long run, more corrections, more? Or are you still convinced that if you move quickly, you get to results, or you get to the end result quicker?
If you go slow in your life, you will end up doing nothing.
Yeah. I mean, look, do you know what annoys me about this popular wisdom? Is that it completely misunderstands what the world values. The world doesn't value effort. Like your job doesn't value effort. It values results. If you're a salesperson, making sales. Not how many people, oh, you made such a good effort, well done. It values results. For us, listeners. For us, radio shows, producing radio shows. You know? If we didn't manage to make it to a radio show every morning, but we made a big effort to do so, do you think our company would be proud of us? Probably not, right? The world values results. So is the argument that the slower you move, the more results you deliver? I don't think so. And again, I'll take you back to that story that I told of traveling in the front seat next to my grandfather in the 90s, traveling in his Ford Cortina, and a guy zoomed past us in some kind of a sports car, and he said, oh, he won't get there any faster, but he will. He was probably there 2 hours before we were. So what is it? More haste, less speed is absolute nonsense. Let's dig into some of your comments. Vero says false. It may sound contradictory at first glance, but it's not nonsense. It's fairly sensible warning wrapped in irony. The central idea is simple. When you're in a hurry, that's precisely when you need to be most careful not to make mistakes that will slow you down more. Yeah, I mean, there is some wisdom in that, isn't there? But I don't think, at least having observed and managed teams, I don't think mistakes and errors are a question of speed. I think they're a question of experience. That's what I think. Like, I could sit down and edit a TV show maybe 3 or 4 times faster than the rest of the team. And this is not a comment on their ability in the slightest. It's just I've been doing this for 26 years. And I could edit that TV show and have it delivered and done. And there may be fewer mistakes than if the team were to do it independently. And that's, again, not a comment on their work. That's more a comment on the amount of experience I've gained over the years doing it and the amount of experience they will gain. And eventually they'll be teaching me things when it comes to editing. I mean, that's just the way it is. Not just in media, but in every field. The more experience you gain, the fewer mistakes you tend to make. And that's just a fact. And it's not about speed. I don't think it's about speed. I think it's about experience. But, you know, I could be wrong about that. There's 1 minute left to vote. Woo! Yeah, 40 seconds, so get your votes in, my God. Mike says, for some reason, most words... Oh, no, we read that one. It's not nonsense. I absolutely agree with the fact that speed is no good. Sorry. Being rushed really puts me off. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. No one wants to be or feel rushed, do they? In any aspect or part of their life. But I think this more applies to people putting pressure on you. It more applies to the pressure you put on yourself, right? Yeah, quite often, yeah, that, again, the one piece of ancient wisdom that I love is how some people make the perfect the enemy of the good. Well, let's think about this. Let's get this right. I mean, a certain amount of pre-planning obviously is really good, you know? And a little bit of breathing room to understand the task at hand is really good. But again, the world rewards results. The world doesn't reward effort. Right? So yeah, I mean, I get it. You don't like being rushed. But I imagine you've got certain experience in some things. For example, Bridge, I imagine you're a much better cook than me. Most people are a much better cook than me. If we were both set about the task of creating a delicious Cantabrian meal, you would do it 3 times faster and probably of much better quality than I would. Wouldn't you? Does that mean just because you've done it faster, does that mean that the end product is worse? Probably not, right? Because of experience. Experience creates that speed. Anyway, let's see. Eugene says false. You make less mistakes when you're in haste. So when you are in haste, so you don't have to waste time correcting them. We have a proverb in Russia, says Eugene, the slower you go, the further you'll get. But that's not true, is it? Look. Look. If two people are traveling on a road, one is going at 30 miles an hour, the other is going at 60. In 5 minutes, who will have traveled the furthest? It's the person going at 60, isn't it? It will have traveled exactly twice as much. I mean, I get it. I understand the wisdom. Don't rush. Take your time. Don't make any mistakes. Try to mitigate as many mistakes as possible. But I'm here to tell you those mistakes come from a lack of experience, not from speed. Right? Oh, Dan, I'm making enemies today. Artemisa's joining us. She says, good morning, Bohemians. How are you doing, Artemisa? Welcome, welcome. Mike says, in a world where everything moves fast every second, this proverb sounds old-fashioned. Nowadays, if you don't do things quick, you might lose the chance to do them anyway. Yeah, I kind of agree with that as well. Look, maybe this made sense back when everything was much more manual and laborious than it is now. But it seems to make less sense and offer less wisdom today than it used to. Gigi's with us. How are you doing, Gigi? It's been a while. Opportunities can disappear if you hesitate. Speed can be good. In emergencies, you need to act quickly. There you go. Dude, can we get Gigi a ProBoh approved, please? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, sorry, Dan. He wasn't ready.
ProBoh approved.
Thank you. Yeah. Look, if someone's in front of you having a heart attack... right. Or if someone's having sorry, Dan. Yeah, I took it there. I don't care. If someone's having a medical emergency, right, what are you going to do? You're going to act, aren't you? You're not going to say, okay, guys, here's the whiteboard. Let's make a plan how we're going to react to this emergency. I think maybe number one, we should call an ambulance. Or should we go and see to him? No, of course. You're going to act. Call an ambulance. Go over. Are they all right? Anyway, Artemisa, I got excited yesterday when I realized a final Spain-England may be possible this year, says Artemisa. Yeah, let's see what happens. Mike says, of course, the hydration pauses are all about ads. In fact, the halftime of the final is going to be 15 minutes. Not 15 minutes, but 30. Oh, God. Got to get those It's all about that advertisement revenue, right? When we're in sports, you got to ask yourself, how much shareholder value are you creating, guys? How much? Enough? It's never enough. Jeez Louise. Eugene says, a car uses less gasoline when it goes slowly. And now we have some problems with gasoline. Yeah, true story, actually. True story. It's an interesting one. I've been quite glib today, but on purpose, because it is quite a silly full frontal attack on some popular wisdom, isn't it? But I have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for playing along. Let me read some comments on Instagram. I actually got one from Coco Lavanda, who we haven't seen on the show in a while. She says, when you rush things, you are more likely to make mistakes and end up having to do them again, which takes even more time than if you'd taken things more slowly from the start. That happens to me often. Yeah, and it does to me too, but usually in areas where I lack experience, not in areas where I'm moving too quickly. I think most of the time, a lack of experience, you don't want to rush anything. You want to take your time because you want to try and get it right? But let's be frank. If you're a person with a lot of experience and you're zooming through a task, you're probably going to make fewer mistakes than the person who lacks experience but is moving very, very slowly, right? because it's the experience that creates the problems, I think, not the time spent. Ricardo says, I get the point. Sometimes moving faster is exactly what gets more done, especially if you're already good at the task. I think that's the key, Ricardo, especially if you're already good at the task. Naomi says, I think the saying is about rushing, not about speed. There we go. Someone talking common sense here. Naomi, get ready down for a ProBoh proof. I think the saying is about rushing, not about speed. There's a difference between being fast and being careless. Let's give her a ProBoh.
ProBoh approved.
Yeah, it is about rushing. It's not about speed, is it? Don't rush. Don't rush. But let's be honest, like, who is to determine whether someone's being careless and rushing or not? Because what might look like rushing or carelessness to me, an experienced person might just be doing something through muscle memory, right? But I take your point, Naomi. It's good. Davor says, the fastest people I know aren't slow and methodical. They're just incredibly practiced. And Mael, I hope I've pronounced that right, Maelle. It depends on the situation. In surgery, maybe not. In answering emails, more haste definitely means more speed. Yeah. Interesting. It's been a good one today. Thank you, guys. All right, should we get to the results of the poll? I think we probably should. All right, so I made the statement that the saying, more haste, less speed, is nonsense. El dicho, vísteme despacio que tengo prisa, es una auténtica tontería. And you guys said 67% false. Oh, Dan, we lost, man. Did we shift your needle at all? Probably not, because I've been here being very one-sided today, haven't I?
No, I still think the same.
Yeah, me too. Because I don't believe that speed is the cause of most mistakes. I think it's the lack of experience. Speed isn't the enemy of care, and slowness isn't a proof of wisdom, is it? The real question is whether you're moving quickly because you understand the task or because you're trying to escape the discomfort of thinking. Carelessness. More haste, less speed is not absolute nonsense in my mind, but neither is it timeless wisdom, the way we treat it. It's good advice for the reckless and terrible advice for people who are chronically hesitant. So ask yourself, which one are you? You know what Grandpa Bo would say, though, right? He'd say, Rob, all those are just opinions. And opinions, they're like buttholes. Everyone has one. They all stink, including mine. Let's move on to today's 100 Humans. Oh my God. It was a long walk to work today across snow-capped mountains and through river valleys. And on that walk, I encountered 100 humans and I asked them all a question. Today's question was, name something you have to do slowly. Nombra algo que tienes que hacer despacio. I asked them that question. They gave me their answers. I'm in possession of the top 7 answers. Your job in the audience is to identify those top 7 answers. Go on, Dan, kick us off. Name something you have to do slowly.
Your income declaration.
Your taxes. Yeah. Not me. Pilar Freire, my gestora, she does it for me. If you're listening, Pilar, love you. Been working with her for like 18 years. She just takes it off my back. Oh, is your income taxes there? No, it's not. By the way, Dan, you did declare, right? Your dad does it for you, your renter.
Well, my mother.
Oh, your mum. But you got it done?
Yes.
Okay, good. Congratulations, man. All right. So name something you have to do slowly. All right, let's continue on. Eugene says, eat. You have to eat slowly. Dude, I eat so quickly. People often say that me eating quickly is a consequence of being an anxious person. And it's not. It's because Grandpa Bo, when we were young and we used to sit down together and have our evening meal, Grandpa Bo, so all the food would be in the middle and we would have empty plates in front of us. And as soon as my grandmother sat down, it was like vultures. Vultures descended upon the table. So if you didn't eat quickly, you didn't have any food. Anyway, is eating there, comer? Yes, it is, Eugene. Well done. Well done. 29 of 100 humans said eating. You have to eat slowly. All right. Thread and needle, says Gigi. Oh, I like that one. Thread and needle. Oof, how do you say that in ponerla en la aguja? Poner
El hilo en la aguja.
Is that how you say it? You don't say you don't have a special verb for it.
It's not something I do usually, so I don't know. But
Maybe someone will tell us. To thread a needle. Poner el hilo en la aguja. Did I say that correctly?
yes.
I was confused. Whether I said it correctly, Dan.
But I guess there's a verb for that. But
Yeah, probably. All right, to thread a needle, is it there? No, it's not. Bwah, bwah, bwah. To cook, says Gigi. To cook. Cocinar. It's there, well done. 7 of 100 humans said to cook. It's in 5th place.
enhebrar.
Enhebrar.
I just remembered. Yeah.
Oh, give yourself a nivelazo, Dan. Come on.
I was gonna search it, but I remembered.
Well done, dude. Well done. Enhebrar. To thread a needle. Enhebrar. Okay, wow. Enhebrar. Look at this. The chat is on fire saying this. Thread a needle. Enhebrar. Enhebrar el hilo en la aguja. Enhebrar. Like all the comments are enhebrar right now. Thank you, guys. You are the best. In fact, let's give a nivelazo to the audience here.
Vaya nivelazo.
Thank you, guys. You're on fire. I love it. All right, let's continue. So you got to cook. Reading legal clauses, says Mike. Leer cláusulas legales. Yeah, when was the last time you read one of the policy things, the terms and conditions on anything? Come on. Is reading legal documentation there? You know what? I'm going to give it. Why not? Reading is there. Reading legal clauses isn't, but you did use the verb. Why the hell not? Leer is there. It's 4th most popular answer. 13 of 100 humans. Driving in the city, says Eugene. Driving. Eugene is on fire. Is driving there? Conducir? Yes, it is. Eugene identifying our first and second answer. Well done. 19 of 100 humans said that one. Rob just learnt a new Spanish word he will probably never use. Enhebrar. Yeah, I'll just wait for the perfect opportunity. If I see a hole in someone's jersey, like, maybe you want to get home and enhebrar a needle and fix that. They'll be like, wow, nivelazo, Rob. Let's turn our attention to some people on Instagram. All right, here we go. Arancha Delgado says, love. Take it slowly. Is it there? No, it's not. Wah, wah, wah. Juan Arreo said to eat. We had that one. I think his name's Fabian, says surgery. Too banging for you, but I think his name's Fabian. Says surgery. Yeah, you don't want your surgeon to rush, do you? Is surgery there? It's a great answer. No, it's not. Bwah, bwah, bwah. Okay, here we go. Mia says to getting better from an illness. I think she means to get better, getting better from an illness. We would call that recuperarse. We would call it. Do you know what it is in English, Dan?
No.
Recover. Recuperarse. Recover. Is recover there? Yes, it is. Well done.
But I thought that's something everyone wants to do it fast.
They do, but I suppose if it's a serious illness, like when I broke my ribs, it took a month and a half before I go back to work. Ugh. Recovering is there, or as Mia said, to get better from an illness. Well done, Mia. Ivan Samrov said cooking. We had that. Thinking, says Carmen. That's a good answer. Thinking. Good answer, but not there. Anna-san, making important decisions. Great answer. Not there. Okay, let's see. Stitching, stitch up, says Gigi. Walking on ice, says Artemisa. Great answer. It's not there, though. Applying makeup. If you don't want to look like a clown, says Artemisa. Very good. Ivan GP says drawing. Drawing or painting, right, Ivan? I think that's what he meant to say. Is painting there? I'm sorry, Dan. I know you hate it when I do that. Is painting there? Yes, it is. Well done. Oh, man. And look at that. You only had one answer to go, but we've got to go through the list, guys. So 6 out of the 7 you've identified. Well done. All right. On that note, let's go to the answers. All right. When I asked 100 humans to name something you have to do slowly, nombra algo que tienes que hacer despacio. In position number 7, we had to paint, pintar. In position number 6, we had to learn. You missed that one. Aprender. 6 of 100 humans said to learn, aprender. Something you should do slowly so you retain the information. In position number 5, we had to cook. 7 of 100 humans said cook, cocinar. In position number 4, we had to read, leer. Read. 13 of 100 humans said that. In position number 3, to recover, recuperarse, recover. 17 of 100 humans said to recover from an illness or hangover, whatever your poison is. In position number 2, we had to drive, conducir, to drive. 19 said that. And finally, in position number 1, we had to eat, comer. Well done. A lot of other great answers. To build trust is what I can see here in the audience from Artemisa. You're on fire, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. We've had a lot of fun. Back again tomorrow for more madness, guys. See you next time.